A very good evening to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world. We'll welcome you to Global TV's News Prime, live in Nigeria's capital, Abuja. I am Judith Peters. 19 persons were on Thursday kidnapped in the Buhari Area Council of Abuja, while no fewer than 30 persons were reported to have died in a landslide caused by activities of illegal miners in the Kuje Area Council of the Federal Capital Territory. These were revealed during the meeting between the FCT Minister, Nyesom Wike, and the 6th Area Council Chairman. The minister, who was concerned about the development, said it would summon the FCT Director of State Services as well as the Commissioner of Police to be comprehensively briefed about the kidnap incident and facilitate rescue operations, while asking the council bosses to set up a surveillance task force in their areas to monitor mining activities. Wike said he would meet with his counterparts in solid minerals, Daily Alake, to eliminate illegal mining in the FCT. Also, the Department of State Services, DSS, says its attention has been drawn to an incident that occurred yesterday between its staff and a mob at the Garki area, Abuja. The service says information at its disposal was that its FCT command responded to an SOS from the field operatives who allegedly came under a mob attack at the said market. The service says it has therefore commenced an investigation into the matter, assuring the public that details of the inquiries will be communicated at the appropriate time. It promised that it will not hesitate to dispense proper disciplinary measures to its staff if found flaunting standard operating procedures in dealing with members of the public. Still on the news, ahead of the November 11th gubernatorial election in Bayelsa State, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has promised that the Bada Voter Accreditation System, also called BVAS, will be used for the accreditation for voters and transmission of results. Vozia Lukman reports that the new Resident Electoral Commissioner, REC Obo Efanga, made this known while stating the Commission's plan for the upcoming election at a press briefing held at the Professor Mahmoud Yakubu Media Center in Yanagwa, Bayelsa State Capital.
The newly resident Electoral Commissioner, INEC Bayelsa, has underscored the crucial importance of voting in determining the outcome of the forthcoming gubernatorial election. In his address at a press briefing in Yanagwa, he emphasized that INEC will interfere in order to assist any candidate.
The only way anybody will can win election conducted by us is for the person to get voters to vote for them. Every vote will count. We will ensure that the personnel we send to the field are adequately qualified and knowledgeable about the processes of the election. We will not interfere in any way to aid or assist anyone. Also to mention that on Monday, the 11th of this month, we will allow voters who have not collected their voters' cards an opportunity to do that, and it will last for 1 month.
Resident Electoral Commissioner assured members of the public that INEC is committed to ensuring that only qualified and knowledgeable personnel will be deployed to oversee the electoral process. To this end, he announced that INEC has opened its portal for potential ad hoc staff recruitment.
I had meetings with the Commissioner of Police in the state today. I also met with the State Director of the DSS. In the days ahead, I'll be meeting with other security agencies, and we'll soon have a meeting of the ICES, the Interagency Consultative Committee on Election Security. Some trainings have started, and the trainings will continue. We have opened the portal for potential ad hoc staff to register so that they can be recruited.
Regarding security concerns, he disclosed that meeting had already been held with relevant security agency to ensure adequate protection for voters and officials throughout the election period. Fauziya Lukman, Global Television.
Thank you very much, Fauziya, for the reports. The Ondo State Governor Rotimi Akeredolu has arrived in the country from his medical vacation in Germany. The governor left the country some months ago for the medical treatment in Germany and was said to have returned to the country on Thursday. The news of his return was confirmed on the X handle of his wife, Betta Akeredolu. Also, the Ondo State House of Assembly Majority Leader, Mr. Wole Ogunmolasui, confirmed Akeredolu's arrival to our correspondent. He said the governor was already in his Ibadan residence. Ogunmolasui said, "We thank God the governor has arrived in the country. He landed in Abuja and moved straight to Ibadan." Also, coordinating Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Professor Ali Pate, has expressed great concern over the challenges bedeviling the health sector in the country. He made the remark at the opening ceremony of the 13th Biennial Delegates Meeting and the significant scientific conference of Medical and Dental Consultants Association held in Kano Thursday. The minister, who was represented by the Chief Medical Director of Aminu Kano Teaching Hospital, Kano State, Professor Abdurrahmani Sheshe, listed some of the problems plaguing the health sector, including poor funding, brain drain, lack of facilities, obsolete equipment, and lack of personnel, especially in the rural areas. According to him, the current administration under President Bola Tinubu is working hard to change the ugly situation in order to strengthen the health sector. The Commissioner of the Police, Federal Capital Territory Command, CP Haruna Garbra, has assured residents of the command's unwavering commitment to the protection of their life and property in FCT. The CP made this known while parading several criminal suspects, including armed robbers, kidnappers, and vandals. Kikelomo Okere has the rest of the story.
While reading out some of the cases, the Commissioner of Police explained that on the 1st of September 2023, at about 15 hours, operative attached to Durumi Police Division, acting on actionable intelligence trade, and arrested one Nuhu Zaria, who specialized in snatching GSM phones from innocent commuters. After snatching phones, he removed the SIM card and sells the phone, then hand over the SIM card to his girlfriend, one Bumi Samuel. The girlfriend, on her part, make withdrawal of all monies from the accounts that are linked to the SIM card. The police operative have so far recovered 76 SIM cards, 2 OPay ATM cards, and a golden wristwatch from the suspect. The suspect, however, confessed to the crime which they are accused of.
When they are shouting passenger in the main road, you say beggar or Nyanya Maraba, you say or Maraba Nyanya. In the presence of the entire car, and I pick your phone. And I pick the phone, and I pick the phone, and I pick the phone, I came and give to someone else. The person's name is Kumar Khalid. So when I give him the phone, now give me the crack, now I smoke. That's what I used to do. Then this woman that she on my right side, she said, "Get past me," and I don't know anything about the SIM or anything, and I used to give her the SIM. She used to buy cars from the net. When she buy the car from the net, she now sell it to Naira and give her anything. The car she used to buy for Zenith, nearly about 3,000 Naira.
The phone, they give me the SIM, then I insert it on the small phone. There's a general code I press. It brings out all the list of the bank in the SIM.
What's
the code? *425.
Okay. So whichever, does it work with specific SIM cards?
Yes,
just
any of the bank, any of the SIM. As long as there's a bank registered to that line, it will bring it out. So then we recharge. When we recharge, and we get the balance of the person. If it's above 20,000, we can open mobile wallet, then we transfer the fund there. Sorry. So that is how I operate.
Also, the FCT Police Command, in its swift operation between 30th and 31st of August 2023, impounded 6 vehicles bearing both foreign and local plate numbers. The modus operandi of this driver is that they use the vehicle to convey unsuspecting passengers, and midway to their destination, they dispose them of their handsets and other valuables. The moment they carry out this criminal act to avoid being traced or linked to the crime, they quickly remove the Nigerian plate number. The suspects also confessed to the crime they were accused of.
Actually, me as a also dealer, if you show me the custom duty, I'm okay by me. But if you say plan number there, I can ask the paper. But actually, there is no any plan number in the car. You brought the car. Where the custom duty of this car? I said, I don't have money. So from there, my end ended. So you contact with the person for Abuja here, they discuss the business enter 9.5. If you have brought the car, they will settle me. So no problem. So that's all.
So the person who brought the car to you,
yes,
where is he now?
In River State.
Have you been able to contact him to tell him your situation?
No, I don't tell him anything where he's going. Anything happened from yesterday to now, I never tell him what he's doing. But also, it's my customer. I'm changing dollar.
And what they do mostly in the night is that when they pick and all suspecting passengers, as they get away almost midway to the destination or to a lonely place where there are no lighting or an obscure place, they rob the unsuspecting passengers and drop them. But the moment they leave that place, they will remove the number that is superimposed, that is Nigerian numbers, plate numbers. They will remove it and then leave the foreign plate number, so as to dissuade the security agencies from getting to them and arresting them.
The Commissioner of Police, however, assures residents of the Federal Capital Territory of the command's unwavering commitment to the noble goal of protecting lives and property of the FCT residents, saying the suspect will be charged to court at the conclusion of investigation. Kike Lomo Okeri, Global Television News, Abuja.
You're watching the Global TV News Prime, coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. We're on StarTimes channel 276. Kindly follow us across our social media platform using a Global TV and G and other handles now showing on your TV screen. When the News Prime returns, U.S. aid facilitates $205 million investment for Nigeria agri firms. We'll tell you about this and more right after this break. Please don't go away. Welcome back, and if you're just joining us, the Still Global Television bring you live broadcast of the News Prime from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. Now, Gabon's military rulers have appointed Raymond Dongsima, a prominent opponent of first President Ali Bongo Ondimba, as interim prime minister. He is the first civilian leader named by the junta, which overthrew Bongo in a coup at the end of August. Dongsima, a 68-year-old economist, served as prime minister under Bongo from 2012 to 2014 before becoming a critic and eventually challenging the long-term leader in election in 2016 and 2023. His appointment, announced on State TV on Thursday, was made in a decree by Gambia's new military leader, General Brice Oligui Nguema, who was sworn in as interim president on Monday. In his inauguration speech, Oligui vowed to hold free, transparent, and credible elections to restore civilian rule. Although he did not give a time frame, he also said he would shortly announce an inclusive transitional government, drawing on figures from across the political spectrum. Still on the foreign scene, the United States military is reportedly repositioning some troops and equipment within Niger Republic. It is believed that the Pentagon will withdraw a small number of non-essential personnel based on what it says is out of an abundance of caution. This is said would be the first major American military movement in Niger Republic since a coup in July. Before this movement, there were 1,100 troops in West African country. Signs of discontent within the Nigeria Armed Forces and mountain soldiers. Both non-commissioned officers and officers do not feel supported or protected by the junta's generals. The latter are more concerned with protecting their financial interests and their already shaky footing and power than with defending the interests of their subordinates. No longer listening to their men, the junta seems increasingly isolated while popular anger rubbles. Back to the federal government has ordered power distribution companies to deploy customers' engagement platforms within the next 3 months. Beginning from September 1st, 2023, the directive meant the discos must install the facility before January 2024. It gave the orders through the Nigeria Electricity Regulatory Commission and explained that the directive became vital due to the failure of discos in resolving the complaint of power users. The directive was contained in a document from NERC titled Order on Deployment of Customer Engagement Platforms. Still on the news, the Nigeria Communications Commission has said it will prosecute telemarketers who illegally access the telephone numbers of telecom subscribers for commercial activities and gains. It's noted that the claim that the telemarketers obtained telecom consumers' phone numbers from the commission was false. The NCC disclosed this in a public notice titled Unauthorized Use of Telecom Subscribers' Phone Numbers and Other Personal Information by Telemarketers, signed by the Executive Vice Chairman, NCC, Professor Umar Dan Bata. The Commission explains that it fully abides by the principles and rules guiding the protection of privacy for consumers of telecommunication services, and no services provider or telemarketers is authorized to invade, harvest, or use subscriber data in any form or guise without the express approval of the consumer, except otherwise provided by law. And now the United States government, through the Agency for International Development, USAID, has facilitated $205 million in debt and equity investment for Nigeria agri-businesses in the past 5 years. The agency disclosed this on Tuesday in a statement announcing the USAID-funded West African Trade and Investment Hub workshop themed Leveraging Private Sector Engagement to Promote Sustainable Impact that began on Wednesday. According to the agency, the two-day event will highlight the Trade Hub's effort to expand trade and investment opportunities and improve livelihoods and communities in West Africa. It stated that Nigeria, with its untapped pool of labor, has vast potential for economic growth, stating that there is an opportunity for the country to become a dominant exporter and hub for the West African region and Africa. Also, the national president of the Nigeria Association of Chambers of Commerce, Industry, Mines and Agriculture, Nasima Dele Oye, says the chambers is partnering with South African to strengthen ties and enhance the collective economic potential of Nigeria and South African. In a statement on Sunday, Oye, who said this when he visited the South African High Commissioner to Nigeria, Thamsako Nsileku in Abuja, added that the partnership would drive growth and prosperity in the countries and on the African continent. According to the Nasima boss, the discussion during the meeting centered on the establishment of strategic public-private partnership that would promote innovation, technology transfer, and investment, noting that the two countries can potentially become economic powerhouses on the continent. For more updates on sports, let's now join Sharon Ajay.
The leadership of Nigeria Football Federation, NFF, has assured of its readiness to always partner with the Sports Writers Association in his office in Abuja describes sports writers as critical partners to sports, particularly football development. Still on sports, US Open finalist Coco Gauff has said she held no animosity towards the protesters who interrupted a semi-final match against Karolina Muchova on Thursday, even though she did think their timing could have been a lot better. The American eventually beat Czech Muchova 6-4, 7-5 at Alto Ash Stadium to reach the US Open final for the first time as she continued a terrific season. After winning the first set and taking the opening game of the second, the match was altered when 4 protesters began shouting from the stands. Sharon Ajay reporting for Global TV News.
Thank you very much, Sharon Ajay. And this is where we'll be calling it a wrap on Global TV News Prime, live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. We're on StarTimes Channel 276. Kindly follow us across our social media platform using a Global TV NG and other handles now showing on your TV screen. On behalf of the production team, I am Judith Peters. Thank you so very much for watching. I'll see you again. Peace.